Hey there, before I start the video, I do need to get a few things out of the way. Yes, there will be tons of spoilers in this video, so do be aware of that. Also, this show does have some flashing lights in it, so if you have epilepsy, this might not be for you. Are we good? Alright, good. On to the video. When you think of Cartoon Network shows, you probably think of Gumball, Adventure Time, Powerpuff Girls, Codename Kids Next Door, or Teen Titans. These shows are classics and do earn their spot in the Cartoon Hall of Fame. But then there's forgotten shows like Robot Jones, Evil Con Carne, and today's topic, OK K.O, Let's Be Heroes. OK K.O is a Cartoon Network show made by Ian Jones Quartey that ran from 2017 to 2019. It was pretty popular during airing, but due to some stuff that happened after airing, it has fallen into obscurity. So in today's video, I'm going to talk about the history of the show, the general premise, my overall thoughts on the show, and how it became so underrated in the first place. Anyway, with that out the way, let's start the show. It all starts in 2013 when the pilot of the show, named Liquid Plaza Turbo, was uploaded to the Cartoon Network website until being removed and uploaded to YouTube in 2016. Sadly, I could not find too much info on the pilot, so sorry. In 2017, the show was announced in March. The show had already been hinted at for a while by Rob Sorcher, one of the Cartoon Network's chief content officers. As well as this, on March 9th on the official PlayStation blog, it was also announced by Chris Waldron, the Vice President of Games and Digital Products for Cartoon Network, that the show is coming, as well as a tie-in video game. Fast forward 5 months, the show airs, and the rest is history. The plot of this show is pretty simple. We follow K.O., a 6 to 11-year-old boy, yes, that's his confirmed age, working at Gar's Bodega with his best friends Rad and Enid so he can grow up and become a hero. Meanwhile, across the street, Lord Boxman is the boss of Boxman, a company that makes evil robots to attack the Plaza. There are some other villains and some other stuff that happens, but that's the gist of it. Also, while we're here, we might as well go over the other characters that I haven't mentioned yet. There's Carol, K.O.'s mom and ex-hero for the hero organization Point, where she used to be known as Silver Spark. Mr. Gar, the boss and owner of Gar's Bodega, as well as another ex-hero for Point, where he used to be known as Elbow. Dendy, K.O.'s best friend who is scarily smart for her age. Box, Shannon, Michaela, Daryl, Jethro, Ernesto, and Raymond, who work for Boxman to attack the Plaza. And finally, Professor Venomous is a human-snake hybrid that is a shareholder for Boxman and one of the most evil villains of the show. I love it. It is, in my opinion, one of the most brutal, emotional, and beautiful Cartoon Network shows ever. This is where most of the spoilers begin, so skip to here if you don't want to hear any of those. First, let me discuss what I just said. You know, it's the most beautiful Cartoon Network show ever. While that may be a bit hyperbolic, I do still think it's true. While watching this show, I decided to take some notes so I can remember exactly how I felt while watching. And on more than one occasion, I put something along the lines of, "This is beautiful," or "I'm tearing up." First off, I don't think this show has any filler episodes. And even if it is objectively filler, like the Captain Planet crossover, it at least gets referenced at some point later in the show. For example, in the episode Plazalympics, a kid named Pollard wins a key to the Plaza. Later in the next season, the leader of Point takes over the Plaza and turns it into a globe harvesting plant. For people unaware, globes are a power source in the show. A resistant group forms and they need to activate a security system that requires the key to the Plaza. Pollard then uses the key he got from a seemingly unimportant episode. It's really fun when you've watched every episode like I did and remember tiny things you wouldn't expect. One thing I didn't expect was this to be one of the most emotional shows I ever saw. Oh, epic segue. Come on, that segue was good. To start it off, just 14 episodes in, or 15 according to the wiki, is one of the most beautiful things I've seen in a cartoon ever. In the episode We Got Pests, 3 kids enter Gar's Bodega's big event: PJ, Gnarlio, and Chillcat. They're pretty basic kids that just think they're some of the coolest kids ever, and they end up befriending Enid. They also end up holding a party at the bodega, which ends up with the bodega pretty much being destroyed. Eden then tells the kids what it means to be actually cool. According to her,
"You talk about being cool, but do you even know what that means? Hey! Look me in the eye! Being cool is about being real. So who are you really?"
The kids then split up and start trying to find out who they really are as people. We then get a major time skip with PJ writing a book and Chillcat becoming an eye doctor. Then we get another time skip to Narleo's going through a memory book and opening to a page of PJ, Cool Cat, and Enid. He then starts to cry and thanks her for helping him find a life. This is the first episode that made me tear up, and it's for good reason. This is one of, if not my favorite episode of the entire series, and part of the reason I even say it's beautiful. Another reason is some of the plots, specifically two of them. TKO and the sandwich. Starting off, let's talk about TKO. TKO is an alter ego / other person / manifesto of negative emotions inside of KO. When unleashed, he usually causes damage and shows no mercy in battle. KO builds him a house in his mind, locks him up in his subconscious, until eventually deciding TKO isn't a part of him, he is him and fuses with him. There's more to it than that, so that's basically just a really short summary of it, but it's the main plot of the show, so I'm not going to spoil anymore. You have to go watch it. Then there's the sandwich. Basically, throughout the first season, Mr. Gar is constantly having flashbacks to some situation involving Carol, himself, and a sub-sandwich. We are unaware of what it is for a while until let's take a moment. Gar starts to have flashbacks to the sandwich, and we finally figure out what the sandwich is and what it means. Mr. Gar has feelings for Carol, which has been shown throughout the show multiple times. But at this time in the story, Carol was dating Laser Blast, one of the main heroes of Point and one of the best heroes of all time. Later in the flashback, Laser Blast is involved in some situation in a donut shop. Silver Spark is trying to go save him, but Mr. Gar is preventing her from doing that because he shows her a sandwich and says Point is a sandwich and everyone is a different ingredient, and he asks Carol what ingredient she is. And right before she can go get to Laser Blast, Laser Blast is seemingly dead, teleported, or gone. But this is untrue. Way later in the show in Season 3, it is shown that Professor Venomous is Laser Blast. Basically, after the explosion, he started experimenting to get his powers back after the explosion, which caused him to lose his power. A failed experiment happens, he turns purple, and realizes he had all this skill and becomes a villain. This also means that KO is Professor Venomous' son. These are the two longest running plots, and it goes to show how this show will sometimes just not hold back at all. This show is emotional, beautiful, and also oddly meta. Ah, there it is, another segue! But I'm not joking, I think this is one of the most meta shows I've ever seen. There's an episode where they watch the pilot and treat it like something that canonically happened, and that KO, Red, and Enid are actors who knew they were in a show. The entire final episode is multiple episodes where KO realizes that time is going too fast, and then there's one of the strangest episodes in the entire show. Your world is an illusion.
Understand?
Basically, KO meets this girl named Hologen. She tells him that everything he knows isn't real, from his family, friends, and the whole world as a whole. He starts off by not believing these claims, but then starts to think that something's off. The food he's eating doesn't disappear, some people don't move, he sees the animation software, and the camera pans to show an empty void in front of him. He walks into the void and sees Hello Jane and says she was right. She then said,
But how do I get out of here? Just try to broaden your view.
Broaden my... Oh. The bodega! Hollow Jane?
KO, this world may not be real, but you helped me realize that the way we experience and feel the world is real.
What do you mean?
Look at Rex over there. The danger he faced today was real to him, and so was your help.
Oh.
The friendship you share with Rad and Enid is real to them. Your mom's love for you is real to her and to you. All of our connections to the world around.
After this, KO goes to his mom and she asks,
Are you okay, K.O.? I'm okay, Mom.
The episode then ends. This is, once again, one of the strangest episodes of the show, and I would argue one of the strangest episodes of television of all time. And now, time for how it became underrated. As I stated, this show was popular during its air, but after its air ended, talks were definitely getting more and more dormant. But word was getting around about it going off of HBO Max, but then it went off Hulu and no one noticed. The show has seemingly been forgotten, with the most recognition I've seen of it being a video from Spilling the Milk reacting to it. To back up these claims, let's go back to a few days ago. I was on a Discord call with my friends and brought up the show, saying it's my second favorite Cartoon Network show. After watching it, it's definitely my number one favorite. One of them didn't even know what it was, and the other only knew about it from the Sonic crossover episode. It's truly a shame. This show was and still is an absolute gem. OK K.O. is one of the most underrated shows on Cartoon Network, and it's truly disappointing. This show is funny, emotional, and just wonderfully crafted. Some parts of it I didn't even get to touch on. This show is one of Cartoon Network's best, and it's my personal favorite. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, like and subscribe, and I will see you next time.